If you're anything like me, your ad revenue is down bad right now, even if your views are up. And you're probably wondering to yourself, will this ever come back? But don't worry, because I'm about to show you an ad revenue hack that will get it back within potentially a week, and it's increasing people's ad revenue 50% across the board. This is no joke either. I'm gonna show you proof it works too. So what the heck is going on, Ed? Well, I'm glad you asked. So a few weeks ago in my Discord, Steve from the channel A Life Engineered comes flying in, and he told us this story about how everyone's been setting up their ads wrong, and that there's actually a special way to do it so that you make more money. Now, I read it when I was out and about, and I kind of forgot about it. And then a few weeks later, Marie from Humble Bee and Me burst through the door and said, Steve, it actually worked. I did what you said, and last week I got 79% less views than the week before, but I made more money from ads. And then John from Plugin Alley replied to say he'd also done the same thing and it had worked too. His brother's Rolly Coleman, who said it increased his ad revenue 50%. So how can you do the same, and why has everyone been setting up their ads wrong this whole entire time? Well, it all comes down to this thing here. This is the mid-roll advert, and I hate them with a passion. You, like me, are potentially gone the second one displays, but this is why this hack is so genius, because as Steve put it, the best part of this is no other metrics dip when you do it, and literally nobody says anything. You just make more money. It's insane. And that is because for every person that hates them, one doesn't. So let me show you how mid-roll ads actually work so you understand how to set them up to make more money for yourself. So when you get monetized, you can put in skippable ads, non-skippable, cards, and mid-roll ads. You can let YouTube place those mid-roll ads for you, or you can place them yourself. Now, the teaching has always been to follow a similar strategy to how traditional media uses ads, and put mid-roll ads at a cliffhanger moment in your video so people want to come back, thus saving your attention. Now, you can only turn mid-roll ads on a video that's over 8 minutes long, so people often put one mid-roll ad about halfway through their video at one of those cliffhanger moments. Thing is, this won't actually make much of a difference to your ad revenue, because when you put a mid-roll ad in, it's not actually a guarantee that it will show to someone. So what is it then? Well, each placement is just a chance it could get shown. So the algorithm knows each user by a profile, and that profile apparently includes their tolerance to ads. So it knows that if a viewer like me can't handle them, it's not going to play one when you've asked it to. So the bad news is you adding a mid-roll ad could have resulted in 0 new monies, but it gets worse. When Marie checked out a video she'd made with over 377,000 views that she'd asked YouTube to auto-apply mid-roll ads to, she was appalled to see that the video racked up 350,000 views with no mid-roll ads displayed at all. In fact, the auto insert had only included one at the very end. So her advice to us was, do not trust the auto ad tool. But if she'd followed this way to add mid-roll ads I'm about to show you, she'd have been hundreds of dollars up for a few minutes extra work. So how do you add mid-roll ads to make more money? Well, you put in a lot of them, and I mean a lot. I know, I was absolutely terrified when I heard this, because I thought, well, that's just going to impact retention, but apparently it doesn't really matter, even if you place ads every minute, because the algorithm knows each user by their ad tolerance, and because each placement is only a chance of that ad showing, it won't hurt. And it's actually been established that the average viewer only sees between 0.9 and 1.5 ads in a video with 4 placements. And this has been tested on over 100 channels and resulted in an average of a 50% RPM increase with no impact to retention. But this is where it gets interesting. The advice given from our legendary Discord conversation on how many to place was as follows. First, have all ad types enabled. That means pre-roll, mid-roll, post-roll, and the other everything. Also display and cards, then try to place your ads about 2 minutes or more apart, with the ads being placed 1 second after the beginning of a chapter. Now, if you don't use chapters, fear not. Make sure to place the mid-roll at the end of the sentence or in slow spots of the video, or places with little action or places of silence. Apparently, you have a higher chance of playing ads during times like that. I don't know why, I didn't invent the system. And then place them in the following patterns. Now, the Discord chat recommended something like this as an aggressive approach. You can see that on the screen right now. But if you're feeling less aggressive, you could adapt to the medium approach, you can also see on screen right now, or the light approach, also on screen right now. Pause the video if you want to jot those down. But before you run off and do this to every video, do not do that. I have to remind you that this is the internet, and this whole video is based on a conversation spread around in a Discord. Yes, many of my students tried it with only positive results, but you need to test this for yourself first on one video. Don't go listening to this clown on the internet. But if, like me, you're thinking to yourself, do you know what? I still don't want to put mid-roll ads in because they just annoy the heck out of me. How can I make money on YouTube in another way? Well, watch this video here, where I've got 32 different ideas for you that enable you to create passive income from your YouTube channel. And I reckon pretty much any YouTuber has got something they could use in there.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com. And do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says you from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here. And this should be already fine. 2014, 2017. Yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm. And now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.